Well, certainly composers. Composers at all career levels, aspiring, emerging, and veterans. They all have questions and some concerns about the current state of our profession. And we also see teachers and mentors, because most major universities in North America and many international schools are offering courses in film music or media music. This results in hundreds of aspiring composers graduating each year. Then we see filmmakers. Surprisingly, film schools offer little, if any, information at all about the use of music or how to budget for it. And finally, we have the fans of film music who just can't seem to get enough information on how scores are created. Sure, we talk about what is music's job in film production. The role film music plays today is much different than when films were in their infancy. By the time people started making films, music had already been creating images and emotions in the imagination of audiences for hundreds of years. So music did many jobs which couldn't yet be done in film production. Today we have 3D, sex, some pretty significant violence, and state-of-the-art special effects. Yet music remains an integral part of almost every movie produced, so we ask and discuss, what is music's job? We spend some time talking about technology. Not the techno-geek stuff, which we all love, by the way, but rather how technology affects our profession, the good and the bad. For example, technology should be used to enhance a personal skill, not replace it. Technology doesn't make it easier to be a film composer, it merely makes it possible to sound like one. The interpersonal and creative talents that the composer brings to a project have not yet been replicated by any software manufacturer. Which means we must discuss the tricks of the trade, many of which have a tendency to get lost in the blinding light of new technology. So, for example, we talk about the importance of the sketch in avoiding sonic competition. Music will never win a sonic competition. Dialogue, effects, then music. The best chance that music has is when the composer writes around dialogue, sound effects. And these are the things that you spot at your workstation. So you have a spotting session with the filmmaker, talk about where the music should be, what it should say. And then when you take that scene home or that film home, before you write a note, you look at the scene and you spot it again. You're spotting now for competition, spotting for dialogue.
Oh, hi, Marina.
You're spotting for sound effects.
Yes, I had a fine Thanksgiving. Well, tell me all about yours.
Pricing your work or valuing your work is a popular subject, especially for those who count on this career to support their families. Putting a price on something you love to do is difficult for most people, so we divide the job into two parts. We'll call these two parts fees and hard costs. Fees, or intelligent design if you like, represent the creative part of what we do. Spotting, discussions with the filmmaker, diagnosing the needs of the film, and creating the motifs, the themes, and the musical palette which will be the score. The composer in this case is being compensated for her time, her talent, his education, and his skill. Hard costs, or evolution, are costs associated with the production of the score. This is like breathing life into the creation, making it manifest. This is the part which often requires other skilled people and expenses. Maybe a scoring mixer, a music editor, musicians, copyists, the rental of a scoring stage or special instruments. The composer should think of these hard costs as reimbursable expenses. The two distinct parts could be compared to the writer receiving a fee for his or her story and the separate budget and costs associated with the actual film production of that story. Today's composer faces unprecedented challenges. Recognizing what these challenges are and how to offset them without doing harm to the profession is crucial information for developing a strategy, a business plan, and being able to evaluate your progress, or lack thereof.